It's another year, another double cab bakkie for the Car Magazine long-term fleet, and this time it is a Mahindra Pik Up. We've got the top of the range S10 model, and driving it for the past year has been our road test engineer Peter Palm. Peter, what can you tell us about the S10 line? What has it got over the other pickups?
This is top of the range. It's got the 2.2 turbo diesel M-Walk engine, 6-speed gearbox, 4x4 with low range. It's got cornering lights, sat-nav, auto lights, auto locking, auto wipers. What it doesn't have is the reverse camera.
Okay, you've also had some extra options fitted to this above that, so let's go to the back and see what you had fitted.
Okay,
cool. Right, Peter, so tell us what do we have over here.
I asked Mahindra if they would fit a tow bar for me, which I've used extensively, and also a lining in the load bay.
Okay.
This is a Rhino lining, and I'm very glad they fitted this for me, because if not, this whole bay would be full of scratches. It really works very well.
Feels very robust.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Another thing it has is a pretty old school looking sports bar. Did that come in handy?
It did actually. It doesn't look like much, but it's very useful for stopping goods from hitting the cab. Okay. And it's also quite useful for tying down.
And these hooks over here, did they come in handy at all?
Nikesh, they did. They are very handy, but I soon realized that they're not even necessary, because this lip is so strong that you can use anywhere on this load bay to actually attach your straps.
Okay. Another thing you've spoken about during your updates is the great packaging of the inside of the pickup. So
yeah,
let's take a look at that next.
Okay.
So Peter, it's a pretty straightforward interior design with some nice highlights here and there, but what have the top talking points for you been inside here after a year?
Nikesh, I like the cruise control. The steering wheel is very attractive. It's just a pity there wasn't a leather cover. That would really be a nice touch. Everything else is very straightforward, easy to use, touch screen. The 4x4 selectors down here, the armrests are great.
These are nice armrests.
And there's lots of headroom and lots of space.
This is the first time the pickup has been offered with a touchscreen infotainment. How has it been to use inside this?
I enjoy it. It's not massive, but it's got a lot of information there, including the fuel consumption readout. Okay. And I think it's good enough for a workhorse leisure bakkie. Okay.
Overall packaging, the size of the bakkie, interior space, how has it been for you?
I'm very impressed, mainly because the seats are quite high, which gives you lots of leg room. Plus you've got more than enough headroom. Yeah. And a lot of bakkies are actually quite cramped. Now in the back there's also tons of room, which some bakkies, they're pretty much occasional rear seat use. So I really like the space in this bakkie.
Okay, cool. Well, what's left now is for us to take it for a drive.
Let's do that.
Let's go. Okay Peter, so you said 2.2 turbo diesel with a 6-speed manual. How has that been to use on a daily basis?
It's actually been surprisingly nice, Nikesh. This engine is perhaps the strongest feature of this bakkie, coupled with the gearbox. It is so flexible, it's amazing. I mean, I can change gears at under 1,000 revs per minute, and it just handles it easily.
What exactly have you been using your pickup to do?
I've transported all sorts of things. Maybe the most important of which was about 11 to 2,500 litre Jojo tanks.
Okay.
Because various people, including myself, are trying to harvest water.
Okay, so with it carrying all those things, overall, how has the consumption been like with this car?
I was very surprised with the consumption. It's actually just under 9 litres per 100, which is pretty good for a lot of freeway driving and a lot of heavy loads.
I'd imagine this is a pretty simple car to work on, but what was the service experience like with Mahindra and the service?
Nikesh, it was fine, except one thing that disappointed me a little bit was that when it went in for its 10,000k service, there was a knock from the suspension. They sorted that out, but now at 15,000 the knock has come back. You might even hear it. I don't think it's serious, but it will have to be sorted out again.
Peter, so in today's age, this is as basic as a bucky can get. What should people watching this take away from your experience with it after 12 months?
Nikesh, I think it's definitely worth a look. It's excellent value for money, and it's really fun to drive and very spacious. So I think people should look at the value for money aspect, take it for a test drive, and then make up their mind.